Hey everyone, welcome to the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you'd like to hang out in between videos, come check out the Discord. We're also doing exclusive content over on Patreon. We're in the middle of Produce 101. We're doing Up to Idol, as well as Hotel de Luna. Dreamcatcher Note is our vlog series this week, as well as Red Velvet Level Up Project Season 3 starting on the free tier. Today, though, we are continuing our deep dive into IU, this time with the single 8. I will say that rather than like a lyrics video, we do also have an explainer video to go along with our MV at the suggestion of some members of the community. So we will be doing IU 8 explained by a Korean as part of our kind of lyrics initial watch go through. So let's get into it. Okay, so like I said, we are going to be doing the MV first with no lyrics attached to it. Then we'll watch the explainer video. Actually, we may leave the lyrics on just to kind of get a vibe of what's going on. Then the explainer video. Then we'll watch the MV again and focus more heavily on the lyrics. Ooh, wasn't expecting like a sci-fi kind of vibe. Oh, she's reliving her memories. Okay.
Forever young. 영원이란 말은 몰랐어. 작별은 마치 전화부터 같이 그리움과 같이 마주하는 아침. 서로가 이 영겁을 지나 거기서 나서 다시 만나. 믿어하던 누구의 말 다루고자 한 뼘짜리 추억을 잊는 게 참 쉽지 않아. 시간이 지나도 여전히 날 붙드는 그곳에.
The lizard became a dragon. Okay. Interesting. Okay, because like For a second there, she smiled, right? And then the smile kind of fades away the longer she's sitting there. So I was wondering if, like, maybe the experience of visiting those memories or fantasies, I'm not quite sure yet which it is, was a overall like positive experience, or whether that feeling of happiness from those memories was more fleeting. I'm sure we'll get a little more context from our next video, which is going to go into some of the explainer parts of it. But I did want to talk about my own personal feelings about the song and the MV first. And musically, I really like the vibe of the song, right? It's not quite in this like overly poppy, happy kind of place, but it's not like a purely emotional ballad either. It's somewhere of a fusion between the two, right? It's got this sentimental, emotionally heavy kind of vibe to it, with a more upbeat track to go along with some of the messages of like wanting these feelings of this escapism to go forever. So yeah, like I think the track itself is a bop. I'm going to be curious to see some of the deeper interpretations of the song, but it felt like, right, like the basic story of the lyrics was that reliving these memories of the past was like a time when they could be with this important person still. And she doesn't want that to end. At least that's like the initial vibe of things that I was getting right from the first go. But yeah, let's check out the explainer video. All right. So this is DKDK-TV. I'm gonna be.
IU and Suga have collaborated on their recent song 8. 8 is another song from her Age series, including 23 and Palette. IU actually commented about this song, saying, "The songs I released before were written in an essay format, where I was talking directly to the listener. But in my song 8, I used several metaphors and a made-up persona that I call you to tell my story of my 28, like a short novel.
Interesting.
I can't be sure if this comes from my personal state of emotions or if it comes from the overall atmosphere of our society that is amidst hard times. Perhaps both, but I'll always remember my 28th year as a period of constant helplessness and lethargy, along with a longing for the Orange Island where there was no sadness, and we were able to be free." Now, being true to her explanation, the song is basically a journey through her own story or memory of becoming 28 and how she feels about growing up. Many other YouTube channels, for example Bookish Theory, explain the primary meaning behind this music video in IU's perspective pretty well, so I recommend go checking them out. But today I want to provide you with an alternative theory on the music video. And yes, it's about her friends Sulli, Hara, and Jonghyun. Also, before we go on, to be respectful as possible to the deceased, and as the topic could be sensitive or uncomfortable to some, I would like to strongly emphasize that this is a subjective theory and may not represent IU's intentions in any way. Moreover, I'd like to show respect towards the three people before mentioning their names throughout the video, so I would like to borrow this short moment to wish them a rest in peace before I go on. Rest in peace. First, you can see IU walking into a futuristic room with a big machine. Then she presses the record button and activates the machine. You can see the word omnibus on the record tape, which means she's going to record fractions or separate stories that happen in her memory. Then there's a lizard on top of the ceiling, trapped, looking down on her. The screen says, "Will you save all your memories?" and it proceeds. Then you can see the 8 sign light up and IU dives into her memories. The 8 sign can be seen as the infinity sign, meaning the memories will be saved and live on forever. Also, 8 technically represents her age, 28, also Suga's, who is the same age as IU. And plus, fun fact, if you add 28 plus 28, it becomes 56, the release date of her MV, May 6th.
So are you happy now? Finally happy now, yeah.
IU enters the house and looks around. It's a place she has been before. Notice that there's a peach-shaped light. While Sully's nickname was Peach, IU has a song of her own titled Peach, which is known to be dedicated to Sully. We can see memories of IU lying on the floor of the house and smiling to somebody that's with her. And if you see her nails in the present, they're all worn off, symbolizing that time has passed and she has gone through pain in reality. Also, she has 27 pearls attached onto her arm, which shows that this is part of her memory of the past 27 years. The lyrics start by asking someone whether if they're finally happy now. This is probably asking her friends if they're happy now.
All right, so I'm gonna pause a fair bit during this one because, like, otherwise I'm just gonna be sitting here and taking this in. I am curious, right? Because I know there are always layers to meanings of songs in K-pop, and I know he said that this was an alternative theory of what's going on in the song. Maybe I'll check out after this reaction the other one that he linked from Bookish Theories to see what the quote-unquote primary theory of what the song is about is as well, because I do wonder, right, how much how many layers deep do you go? It is very interesting, right? Because every detail that you put into a music video or a film means something, and there is a reason for doing it, which is why, pointing out the 27 pearls and the omnibus on the record tape, while most people won't recognize it, it is there and it is intentional. Same with the peach and with the other items that are in the set. It is hard to think, though, that that directly might tie into the overall theme of the song immediately, but I will give it the benefit of the doubt, right? I think it'll be interesting to see where this lines up, but if it's all about, if the whole thing is about her talking about her 3 friends who have passed, this is a very much more depressing track than I initially had thought.
Far away from the cruel reality, doing good in heaven. She goes on as if she's talking to them, and then she says that she's doing the same as usual, but feels like she has lost everything, which probably means her friends. IU is now scared to love someone because of the fear that they might suddenly leave her again without saying goodbye. This expresses how she felt about suddenly losing her friends. IU then opens up the rooms and wanders around as if she's looking for someone. She's traveling through her old memories. Also in this lyric we can find subtle wordplay. 해질 대로 해져버린. In this lyric, 해지다 would mean worn out, meaning that her memories are worn out. But 해 also means sun in Korean, and 해지다 means the sun has gone down. This probably symbolizes the loss of her friends that were a big warmth and energy source to her. IU remembers the good old days when she had fun with Sully. She dances without shadows underneath an orange sun. She refuses and denies the farewell and says, "Let's meet in the beautiful memory." The reason IU says she's dancing without a shadow with her friends is probably because of the previous lyric I've explained, "The sun has gone down," Or because in this memory world, since there's no farewells, no aging, nor time, we can say that the orange sun in this world either doesn't cast a shadow, or is always at the highest point of noon when the sun is brightest, making no shadow. However, in contrary to her lyrics, sadly she seems to be alone, a shadow exists, and time seems to pass as it gets darker. This space might be her memory, but it still applies some amount of reality. IU is reliving her memories and enjoying the times she was happy with her friend. Also, you can see the lizard at the house. This lizard probably symbolizes Kuara and Jonghyun. Kuara's nickname was once Iguana, and Jonghyun was Charmander from Pokemon. So Sully and IU probably talked about them a lot or hung out often since they were all friends with each other. As you can see, the background of this music video is a two-story country house. Sully actually lived and was found at her last moment in her two-story country house. And also, Sully posted a lot of pictures of IU cooking home food for her. They were known to be close friends that hung out at each other's house a lot, just as you can see in the music video. IU seems to be constantly looking at or playing with someone in this house. And in the last line of this verse, IU also says that it's a nightmare since it's not reality and Sully's now gone, but still she doesn't want to wake up from the happy memories.
섬 그래 여긴 섬 서로가 만든 작은 섬 forever young 영원이란 말은 모래성 작별은 마치 자라고쳐 같이 그리움과 같이 마주하는 아침 서로가 이 영겁을 지나고 그 섬에서 잠시만.
In Suga's rap verse, he expresses this memory world as an island that was made by each other. In that island, they are all forever young, since all of her friends have passed away relatively during their young ages, and also time doesn't flow in her memory. Suga expresses farewells as a disaster alarm, since it's sudden, scary, and unpredictable. In the music video, both IU and Suga are riding on a plane, which could mean either their huge success as artists, or a metaphoric vessel that enables them to travel through memories. Then IU sees a lizard on the window, but as the plane meets turbulence and the sudden emergency message appears, the lizard disappears. This again expresses what it was like for IU when she heard the tragic news. She couldn't do anything, she was helpless about the situation, trapped inside a plane or a busy schedule. Actually, IU, on her first Seoul concert day, she mentioned Sully on how sad she was and how she thought Sully was present at her concert. But coincidentally, on her second concert day, Hara's tragic news hit her during the concert, making her feel very sad. IU was extremely shocked by this sudden news, and she had a very hard time on finishing the concert. The airplane scene was a dream within a dream, and IU wakes up from the nightmare. She runs to check if the lizard is okay, but the lizard is nowhere to be seen. Then she sees that the door is left open and sees a girl in a white dress. The girl starts to run in the imaginary world, where the sun is orange, and the girl seems free, fearless, and brave enough to even jump off a cliff. In the lyrics, IU says that we all lie down on each other like a pillow. We have good chats. There's no sad ending here. IU will always be able to meet her friends in this memory that she's saved. The girl in white rides on the dragon, and IU sees them through the airplane window and sheds a tear of happiness and sorrow. This scene probably means that IU's friends are up in the sky, meaning heaven, together, flying and doing whatever they want happily. Now IU wakes up from the memory world because the memory saving process is complete. At the end, we can hear an echoish sound of the lyrics. Then IU shows 3 different stages of facial expression. First, right after crying, she's confused and sad. Apparently, she didn't want to wake up from the dream. Next, she shows a slight smile. It's because she got to relive the happy memories and meet her friends, and now she's reassured that they're happy up in heaven. But last, she makes an ice-cold look staring towards the camera, or the viewers of this video. It's almost as if she's mad. Thus, by the echoish lyrics, IU is first asking and wondering her friends if they're finally happy now. And also, she's asking all the hate commenters watching the video if they're finally happy with the tragic incidents that happened, and also seeing IU herself struggling as well. Lastly, at the end of the video, we can see the title 8's E and I getting split. This would mean that the I, as in IU, has now came back to reality after being all together with her 3 friends. IU is now once again left alone, but she goes on with her life as the 28-year-old IU.
Okay. I could see a lot of that. I think the piece for me that felt a little interesting was that like the lizard represented 2 people, and that the girl in white wasn't IU herself, but potentially one of her friends, and IU was observing that person from the outside with the different art style from the plane. You know, I'm not gonna say one way or another whether I think that this is true or not, because I don't really have a full context of everything. I barely know. Like, I know what happened, and I know IU has referenced them multiple times before in other songs. I do like, I think the 2 pieces to me that feel a little hard for me to like piece together is Suga's verse, right? And then the lizard, right? I think it's an interesting theory, and I can definitely see where it's coming from, and it has a lot of context from not just the wordplay and like the visuals, but the surrounding ideas. But without like the competing theory of like the primary one, I don't know. Maybe it's all true. Like maybe the competing theory is also actively true, because songs can be like have multiple meanings to different people. And, you know, even if this isn't the one that IU herself thinks directly, it's something that people can take some measure of meaning from as well, because like once a song is out there, the meaning of it can mean different things to different people. But that was fascinating, right? Like I think it gave a really well edited and well concise like explanation of his feelings about the song and what it might be. All right, let's watch it again, and like with that context in mind, kind of take a look more at the lyrics and some of the visuals. And maybe come up with some of our own feelings about it.
So are you happy now? Finally happy now, yeah. 먹을
그래 여긴 섬 서로가 만든 작은 섬 Forever young 영원이란 말은 모래성 작별은 마치 자라고쳐 같이 그리움과 같이 마주하는 아침 서로가 이 영겁을 지나고 그 섬에서 다시 만나
위로하던 누구의 말 다루고자 한 뼘짜리 추억을 잊는 게 참 쉽지 않아 시간이 지나도 여전히 날 붙드는 그곳에 우리는 오렌지 태양 아래 그림자 없이 함께 춤을 춰 정해진 안녕 따위는 없어 아름다웠던 그 기억에서 만나 내일은 서로를 베고 누워 슬프지 않은 이야기를 나눠 우울한 결말 따위는 없어 난 영원히 너와 이 기억에서 만나 Forever young Forever young 이런 악몽이라면 영영 깨지 않을게
Okay. So I think there's a couple of things that are interesting to me that about the meaning of the song if we're going to go a little like deeper into it, right? Like I think it's pretty clear that regardless of who it's directly about, it's about this feeling of a loss of relationships, whether it's a lover as the surface level kind of implies with the idea of like there's no breakup here and things like that in some of the other lyrics, and this concept of like loss isn't necessarily relegated to a romantic, so like that kind of also weighs adds some weight to what BKTV was talking about. The thing that I think might be interesting too is it feels like almost that the animated style is the memory of a dream she had, and then each different animation style is almost like a dream within a dream, or like another level of that dream. Because, you know, dreams are something that is held and memory is imperfect. Maybe there's some abstraction there in the way that she views those memories of those dreams. And, you know, the idea of flying on a dragon, obviously pretty fantastical. And they get more and more stylistic in terms of the animation the further it gets away from quote unquote reality. So there is a potential for both versions of them to be herself, so to speak, if you think about it. But again, I can see the interpretation of the secondary animated character being someone that she is lost solely maybe throughout the like her dreaming of her flying on the dragon that represents her other friends. It's interesting. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about it, right? I've never done one of these kind of explainer videos before, and it like winds up my brain in an interesting spot, but my first it's like those kinds of explainer videos put me into an analytical mindset and get me a little out of the emotional vibe, feeling it kind of space. I don't know if I like that better or not. Gave me a lot to chew on, though, from a thinking standpoint. All right, let's check out some live clips. We've got an acoustic version. Ooh.
So are you happy now? Finally happy now, yeah. 뭐 그대로야 난 다 잃어버린 것 같아. 모든 게 맘대로 왔다가 인사도 없이 떠나 이대로는 무엇도 사랑하고 싶지 않아. 다 잊을 대로 해줘버린 기억 속을 여행해. 우리는 오렌지 태양 아래 그림자 없이 함께 춤을 춰. 정해진 이별 따위는 없어. 아름다웠던 그 기억에서만 난 forever young.
Ooh, the whistle is nice.
Forever young. 이런 악몽이라면 영영 깨지 않을게. 그래 여긴 섬 들어가 만든 작은 섬. Forever young. 영원이란 말은 모래섬. 별은 많지 쟤란 문자같이 맞지 않은 아침. 이 영겁을 지나 지나든 날 위로하던 누구의 말대로 고작 한 뼘짜리 추억을 잊는 게 참 쉽지 않아. 시간이 지나도 여전히 날 붙드는 그곳에 우리는 오렌지 태양 아래 그림자 없이 함께 춤을 춰. 정해진 이별 따위는 없어. 아름다웠던 그 기억에서 우리는 서로를 베고 누워 슬프지 않은 이야기를 나눠. 우울한 결말 따위는 없어. 이 기억에서만 난 forever young. Forever young. 이런 악몽이라면 영영 깨지 않을게.
I like that version a lot. I think we got some rapper IU in where she's covering Suga's verse a bit. That was a fun spot. And the whistle track added a definite different vibe, especially like some of the stuff where IU was doing the rap verse and there was like a little bit of layering for the lyrics there. That was a nice touch. And I think it fit acoustic really well. I think it was a nice chilled out version of the song. All right, let's check out the sketchbook version.
So are you happy now? Finally happy now, you. 뭐 그대로야 난 다 잃어버린 것 같아. 모든 게 맘대로 왔다가 인사도 없이 떠나 이대로는 무엇도 사랑하고 싶지 않아. 나 잊을 대로 해줘버린 기억 속을 여행해 우리는 오렌지 태양 아래 그림자 없이 함께 춤을 춰 정해진 이별 따위는 없어 아름다웠던 그 기억에서만 Now forever 여긴 섬 수가만한 작은 섬 Forever young 영원이란 말을 모르겠어 지난 문자같이 맞지 않은 아침 이런 겁을 지나 또 있어 마치 모든 날 위로하던 누구의 말대로 고작 한 병짜리 추억을 잊는 게 참 쉽지 않아 시간이 지나도 여전히 날 붙드는 그곳에 우리는 오렌지 태양 아래 그림자 없이 함께 춤을 춰 정해진 이별 따위는 없어 아름다웠던 그 기억에서 우리 서로를 밟고 누워 슬프지 않은 이야기를 나눠 우린 결말 따위는 없어 난 영원히 이 기억에서만 날 forever 이러다 널 잃으면 영영 깨지 않을게
All right. I think that one was like one of the most, upbeat kind of fun versions of that track that we've gotten so far. I think it had a little bit more of a bounce to it than the acoustic version. Ugh. All right. And then finally, we have what I was hoping for from the beginning of these live performances, which is IU and Suga doing this together on her show Palette. So let's check that out.
So are you happy now? Finally happy now, you 뭐 그대로야 난 다 잃어버린 것 같아 모든 게 맘대로 왔다가 인사도 없이 떠나 이대로는 무엇도 사랑하고 싶지 않아 다 잊을 대로 해져버린 기억 속을 여행해 우리는 오렌지 태양 아래 그림자 없이 함께 춤을 춰 정해진 이별 따위는 없어 아름다웠던 그 기억에서만 I'm forever young Forever young 일어난 놈이라면 영영 깨지 않을게
섬 그래 여긴 섬 서로가 만든 작은 섬 Forever young 영원이란 말은 모래성 작별은 마치 재난 문자같이 그리움과 같이 맞지 않은 서로가 이 영겁을 지나 여기서 마치 다시
모든 날
만나
위로하던 누구의 말대로 고작 한 뼘짜리 추억을 잊는 게 참 시간이 지나도 여전히 날 붙드는 그곳에 우리는 오렌지 태양 아래 그림자 없이 함께 춤을 춰 정해진 운명 따위는 없어 아름다웠던 그 기억에서
단순한 결말 따위는 없어
난 영원히 너와 이 기억에서 만나
Forever young Forever young
이런 악몽이라면 영영 깨지 않을게.
I like that they gave Suga a little more of like a duet kind of vibe in the last verse there and like last chorus. It kind of tied the song together really nicely. I guess we do have another one. I thought that was the last one, but we have. Is it? Yeah, no, we have one more. But as far as that performance goes, I have still like I know of Suga. He's one of the 2 BTS members that I know by name, and like I think he seems older here than the one like picture of him that I know from that I know of him. So like I definitely still couldn't pick him out of a lineup. I think the only one that I think I could probably pick out of BTS right now is RM, but his performance was really nice. Like I think he's got a nice rap tone and he's got a solid delivery, and like the bit of duet piece that he did with IU there was pleasant. I think just the overall thing for me, and I hate to keep going back to this, but I think I'm gonna need to listen to this song like I think a bunch more now. You know, we'll have listened to it 4 or 5 times here, but I feel like I need to reconnect from it from a get out of the analytical brain. Like I need to just kind of disconnect from that part of going analyzing piece by piece what the music video is about and get back to just going, yeah, this is the track, this is the way that the song itself makes me feel. So I'm gonna try and separate myself from thinking about what the song is about for this last performance and see if I can get back to like the vibes of the track for a bit here. Oh wow. I think this is like one of the cleanest outdoor takes of the Golden Hour concert that we've seen. Maybe this is the intro.
우리는 오렌지 태양 아래 그림자 없이 함께 춤을 춰 정해진 이별 따위는 없어 아름다웠던 그 기억에서 만나 Forever young So are you happy now? Finally happy now, yeah. 뭐 그대로야 난 다 잃어버린 것 같아. 모든 게 맘대로 하다가 요새도 없이 떠나 이대로는 무엇도 사랑하고 싶지 않아. 다 잊을 대로 해져버린 기억 속을 여행해 같이 그리움과 같이 서로가 이런 겁을 지나 지나친 날 위로하던 누구의 말 다루고자 앞옆자리 추억을 잊는 게 참 쉽지 않아 시간이 지나도 여전히 날 붙드는 그곳에 우리는 오렌지 태양 아래 그림자 없이 함께
That was an interesting cut. Probably a day 2.
서로를 베고 누워 슬프지 않은 이야기를 나눠 우린 결말 따위는 없어 이 기억에서 Forever young 일어난 일이라면 깜빡하지 않고
Okay. So final thoughts, right? I think the song itself is an absolute bop. And it's definitely going to go on some playlists. I really, really enjoy that kind of upbeat, bright piano melody that goes on in the back of this song. Like the main melody of the track is really infectious. And the chorus is really like bright and happy. As far as like the rest of it goes, right? Like the meaning, the MV and all that sort of stuff, I feel like it's going to take me a little while to digest. I'd like to take in other competing theories as well and figure out, you know, which feels right to me. But I am curious, right? Like, how do you guys feel about it? How does Uena feel about it as a whole? Do you guys agree with DK TV? Is the Bookish Theories one a good alternative theory to watch? Has IU spoken about this in public before or in interviews or anything like that? I think it's incredibly sweet and sad if it turns out to be true. And even if it doesn't turn out to be true, right? Like it is like I said before, a meaning for Uena or for other fans who have taken that symbolism for themselves and found that meaning for themselves. I think that's a valid interpretation, right? I don't like saying that a song is definitively about something because it could be about that for you, or for somebody else it could be something else, right? And there's clearly a surface level message here to make it very marketable, right? Like the idea of this meeting in this place where the breakup never happened and where that they can relive this relationship together. In a, like, the romantic reading of it is certainly something that is, you know, the very surface level of what this song is about. And there's clearly more to be had when you take in the music video and the symbolism, some of the other wordplay that was brought up in that video. I think maybe if we do these kinds of videos for songs in the future, I may put it at the end, just because they tend to do what it did to me here, which is it gets me thinking, and then those gears start spinning, and I'm not feeling the song about on an emotional level as strongly, because I'm like contemplating how every little piece connects to the theory. But it was an interesting experiment, and I think, you know, it's good for me to think about how to utilize it in the future. So let me know what you guys think. Until next time, love you. Bye.